say they're hoping to have.
Why is it that big of a deal?
Boy, we've been over this before, and the answer is still no.
But there's nothing, like, radical about it, and they're my ears.
Yes, but I'm responsible for them until you're 18.
Cheryl has 3 earrings on her left ear and 4 on her right.
And you have none. So why don't we just take this one load at a time, okay?
Mom, we're studying world cultures. Did you know that multiple ear piercing has been accepted practice in Tibet for 1,000 years?
Yes, well, so has eating yak butter.
Cheryl's mom thinks multiples are cool. She even has a belly button ring.
When did she do that?
Right after the divorce.
Residential fire in Buckhead last night resulted in tragedy. Mary Culver and her 11-year-old daughter Brittany were killed when flames engulfed their house at 411 Rexford Drive. The house was not equipped
She's in my
with smoke
class.
detectors, and fire department officials said the victims had no chance to escape the intense blaze.
She sat in the back of the class next to Michelle.
I never heard you mention her name before, Chloe.
What?
I never heard you mention her name.
She was just there. She was at Michelle's skating party last week.
You know what, Chloe? I think I'm going to take the day off, and you and I can just hang.
Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, I feel bad and everything, but I didn't, like, know her. I'm okay.
Chloe.
I'm okay, really. I'm gonna go get my stuff.
Second fatal fire in as many weeks has claimed the lives of 2 people, including an 11-year-old girl.
An investigation is underway to determine the cause of this blaze, which raced through the home with such speed and intensity that firefighters had no chance to save the occupants. A memorial fund is being established by Buckhead Elementary School in the names of Mary and Brittany Culver. Donations can be made directly to the school or through the Buckhead.
Mary Culver wasn't the one. We have to keep looking.
He started both fires in the basements. Confined area, poor ventilation. When the fire burned through this ceiling, yeah, the infusion of oxygen turned it into a torch. This went up like cellophane.
So he knew what he was doing.
Sorry, up all night with my newborn.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. After 3 tries, I got myself a girl.
How long did it take for the fire to engulf the room?
With the amount of fuel it had, I'd say no more than 3-4 minutes. 23 inches, should be a point guard someday.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Get her an agent now. How's Chloe dealing with it?
She's not really.
We found residue from this type of accelerant at its first fire, too. An alcohol-based gel.
Same pattern?
Yeah, if you call it that. Looks like he just sprayed it onto me.
No, it looks like a pattern. It's almost as if his methodology becomes his signature, maybe. Some form of artistic expression.
You know, lots of these guys, when they talk about fire, I mean to them, they are making art.
He puts himself at risk being in the same room as the fire spreading.
Most of them don't like to get that close.
Being close made him a part of it.
Let's get a picture of this pattern compared to the other fire.
What we have here are bones. I'm thinking an animal or a bird since they're so small. I'll take them back to the shop and test them.
Did the Culvers have pets?
I have to check.
What about the first victims, the Van Aldens?
None that we found.
He brought him with him.
He's not an artist. He's a sadistic bastard who enjoys inflicting pain.
What about a triad kid? A bedwetter, fire starter, cruel to animals?
No kids at these fires.
The fire was started over here, right?
Based on the amount of charred material.
This is where the animal died.
An animal that he brought with him. Could be some sort of sacrificial offering or...
I thought that went on with the Old Testament.
Let me see that. Looks like a hinge.
I found another. I was 11, our house burned down. The house you stayed in was our second house. I was walking home from Little League one day, one afternoon. This kid, Joey Goldfarb, comes running up to me, screams, "George, your house is on fire!" I ran home so fast. If I'd been that fast on the field, I might have made it to the majors. Nobody was hurt, thank God. It was not of suspicious origin or anything like that, but it's just astounding to watch your house going up in flames. Hi. Hey. Hi. So far, no connections between the two sets of victims. Albert and Gloria Van Owen, who died in the first fire, were from an old Atlanta family. He was an architect. They lived really well. Could a relative have killed them all for the insurance? No, I'm sorry. Mary Culver and her daughter were living from one alimony check to the next. I'm sorry, scratch that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Don't exaggerate. I told you that a million times. Mary's ex is landing at Hartsfield right about now. He was in Japan on a business trip. And based on the lack of commonality, Atlanta PD doesn't believe him to be a suspect.
So why these victims?
In the wrong place at the wrong time?
No, he wanted to be close to them.
They were separated in age by 30 years. The Van Owens were country clubbers. Mary Culver was barely holding things together. They might as well have been living on different planets.
Yeah, but they meant something to him. I mean, otherwise he could have just poured some gasoline and lit a match, but he goes to all the trouble of performing this elaborate ritual inside their home.
The hero thing?
Rare advancement. We've seen cases where a firefighter sets the blaze, then seems like Johnny on the spot when he's the first to make the call.
Two different stations responded to the calls. 33rd for the Culvers, 36th for the Van Owens.
Besides, there were fatal fires.
Maybe they weren't intended to be.
No, I think they were. But killing may not be his ultimate goal. I mean, he may be looking beyond death. Animal sacrifice may indicate some spiritual interpretation of fire as a cleansing element or a conduit to a new life.
George, let's start a search of religions that have used fire or sacrifice as part of their ritual or belief system.
So at this point, we're looking for a general landscape?
These fires are very personal as his choice in victims.
Evan, you weren't the chosen one. I failed you. We have to keep trying.
These old fraternity houses were never built to meet current fire codes. Chloe's still shut down about it.
Yeah, she hasn't said a word. No broken lines, more fluid. He's perfecting his signature, getting better and bolder.
Bold enough to do it 2 nights in a row. I'm sure he's following the media coverage. So he's got to know we're pounding mud.
The bones in the first scene were a dove. These look the same. Never got out of its cage. Trapped like the boys upstairs.
4 college kids, an elderly couple, your neighbor, a daughter. What possible connection could they have?
There's something that didn't burn. There's a coating on one side. I'll have it analyzed.
Atlanta PD was out in force last night shooting pictures of the crowd. They're trying to get a match to anyone, the history of arson.
I doubt this guy has a history of arson.
Even so, make sure they look for guys with hands in their pockets.
Well, I don't think that he's doing this to achieve a sexual thrill. I mean, at least not in the traditional way. This is all about the ritual.
I understand. But he also puts his signature on these fires, his artistic expressions. Wouldn't he still want to watch them? At least get the private satisfaction that an audience appreciates his work.
Maybe.
That's all that's left of the birdcage.
He uses a dove.
Symbol of peace.
It's also the symbol of freedom, of love.
He kills them.
Yeah, just like he kills his victims. I mean, what if in his mind death isn't some sort of punishment, but it's a reward, and the dove is the carrier taking them to a world that is better than this one?
Which means these people did mean something to him. And if he's giving them a gift, they must have done something to deserve it.
But he kills them because he likes them?
You gotta remember, Stan.
He's nuts.
Smith Waters.
It's the baby.
Awake.
Yes, I'm Chloe's mother. What do you mean she's gone?
Why aren't they monitored? They should have security people.
She turned in a math quiz. She didn't answer any of the questions, and then when the teacher went to find her, she just walked off campus.
Alone?
Yeah.
That's correct, Lieutenant. Chloe Waters, white, female, 5 feet tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, 11 years old.
Hi, you've reached the Waters. When you hear the beep, please.
It's the machine.
We're setting up a 3-mile perimeter around the school. What about our friends' houses?
No, their mothers would have called me. You know what? There's a park about 1.5 miles away from the school. Some of the kids go there after class, so why don't we go check that out, all right?
Yeah.
Bailey, that's her over by the bathroom. Chloe?
Not Chloe.
Yeah.
Sam, it's John.
Did you find her? Is she all right?
Listen, Sam, I just called to tell you we can scratch Mary Culver's house. Atlanta PD already has the place staked out in case the killer returns. They haven't seen anybody matching her description.
All right, well, all right, thanks, John. She wouldn't go to Brittany's. I mean, she doesn't even know where she lived.
The address is in the newspapers, television.
Yeah, but if she wanted to remember her, she would...
What, Sam?
She'd go someplace where she was alive.
I'll call it in.
Should have known they'd call you.
Chloe, I'm sorry about Brittany. I know how scary this is for you.
They had an assembly for her. Cheryl and Michelle were all crying, and I wasn't. I didn't want to.
What?
Because there's no point. You don't cry when you see all the people get killed.
I do, sometimes.
You cried for Dad.
Yeah, I did. And for a lot of other people.
But why? I mean, if Dad can be killed for no reason and Brittany can be killed for no reason, why cry or do anything? Why even be born in the first place? What's the point?
You know, Chloe, when your dad died, I just thought I was gonna give up.
Why didn't you?
Because I had you. And you were the point. For a long time, you were the only point. And then time went on, and I found that I had other people and friends and my work, and Chloe, bad things happen in this world. And it's up to you to see the good things and and make your life happy. And that really is the point.
Brittany seemed really nice. I wish I could have known her.
Well, why don't you tell her that?
She's dead.
Doesn't matter. You can still tell her.
None of these onlookers had any criminal record, according to Atlanta PD.
All right, thanks, Grace. A piece of unburned paper that Grace found in the ashes was treated with cellulose triacetate. It was photographic paper.
Was there a retrievable image on it?
No, it was the corner. It was only like 1.5 inches.
We thinking that's how he starts the fires?
Well, she found it at the point of origin. This guy is probably a loner. He immerses himself in the philosophy behind the fires. Photographers think of themselves as artists, like to put a signature on their work.
Maybe we shouldn't be looking for people in photographs. Maybe we should be looking for someone who took them.
Well, that's too bad. I just really liked the idea was a firefighter.
You checked the records yourself, Georgie. The only guy who would have worked both fires was at home in bed with a fever of 102.
So we're saying it's not a firefighter looking to advance his career, it's a...
What about the burn patterns on the walls?
I sent copies of the pictures to a friend of mine at CIA Linguistics. Nothing so far.
I can make unleaded if anybody wants.
No.
If this guy is a photographer, he's probably not a pro. I don't think that career advancement has anything to do with it. Why would he go to the trouble of performing a ritual if all he needed was a photograph?
Not one great picture can make a career.
He kills 8 people for a career?
Talk to John Gotti.
I really think this guy's obsessed with some kind of theology. I don't think he's looking to get a Pulitzer Prize.
I understand, but we can't eliminate possibilities because they don't fit a profile that's still being formed. John, I want you to check every photographer who submitted pictures to any of the Atlanta papers and the wire services.
Yeah, you bet.
Here's the burn pattern from the first fire, the one that killed the Van Owens. This is from Mary Culver's basement. And this is from the fraternity house.
He's getting better at his signature.
Near as CIA linguistics can make out, it most closely resembles Farsi, which is, the native tongue of Iran. But we don't know what it means. CIA started thinking some kind of terrorist connection. CIA.
Most Iranians are not terrorists.
There may be something about the Iranian culture that has attracted him.
Grace got an analysis of the wood. At the point of the fire's origin, it's sandalwood. It's native to the region, it's rare, expensive, used mostly as incense in Middle Eastern churches.
So it could be part of a ritual that dates back hundreds of years, if not more.
George, have him keep working on that burn pattern. Does it suggest other languages, or if it is Farsi, what the hell does the word or phrase mean? We need to get a handle on this guy.
How about a name? Clint Farrow, a photographer who sold pictures from all 3 fires to the local papers. One of them made the front page of the Gazette.
Were the pictures time-stamped?
Yep, before the fire department arrived. Listen, I know we argued about the career advancement thing, but this guy has something for everybody. He's a loner. He eats at the same greasy spoon 5 nights a week. He's ritualistic, he's habitual, and he has the sexual stability of a minx. He was once a hotshot with the Associated Press, but they bounced him for conduct unbecoming.
Farrell, Bailey Malone, FBI.
You want Renee. She's 2 booths down. She gives discounts to bureaucrats.
I'd like to ask you some questions, Clint. About fires.
It's my specialty. I just sold a page 1 to the Gazette.
You're a tasteful guy. Come with us, please.
I'm not going anywhere.
Your nose run all the time, Clint?
Sensitive membranes.
Yeah, we get your sensitive membranes out of here, all right?
Hey, you got no right to take me in.
And you have no right to take pictures in this emporium of the dance.
I don't do weddings and bar mitzvahs, okay? I mean, you're not gonna find any bunnies and baby chicks because that's not what sells, and I gotta make a living.
You covered Desert Storm in '91. Had your pictures in the news magazines. Won some awards.
I know how to shoot.
Then it all started to fall apart.
They said I got too graphic. The world is graphic.
Don't I know it? But was that all that happened?
Huh?
Wasn't there an incident in Miami?
Oh, now, wait a minute, wait a minute. You're not gonna bring this up.
I have no problem with how a guy relieves the tension. Believe me, I've seen it all from cross-dressers to shoe lovers to guys who bet their hearts for the latex crusader.
See, the thing was, you see, they were just looking for stuff. They're just jealous people. They were like trying to find stuff on me.
So you had to rehabilitate your rep, and you did it the only way you know how. By taking page 1 shots.
Which is what I did.
Of all 3 fires.
Exactly.
You scooped them all.
That's right.
How? I mean, how were you able to get there before the fire department, before the cops?
I got 3 scanners. I just happened to be nearby.
So it was a combination of preparation and luck.
That's right.
And sandalwood.
What are you talking about?
These were in Pharaoh's darkroom. Car crashes, explosions, fires. No people. Crimes our killer is committing are all about people.
Here we go. The word in Farsi is atash. It means, this might come as a big shock to you, fire.
That's it?
That's it.
So he sacrifices a dove, starts his blaze with sandalwood, and writes the word fire on the wall?
Could be the one word in Farsi he knows how to spell. What would you have expected?
Maybe something as symbolic and evocative as the tools he's using.
You set those fires, Clint.
Wait. I didn't set those fires.
You set the fires because you wanted to be Mr. Associated Press all over again.
No. I did not set those fires. I was there. I took those pictures.
These people died so you could get back on top.
Look, I told you.
Tell me what, Clint?
All right. I told you. I was driving around when my scanner went off. All right? I drive around a lot at night, you know? I mean, I'm a night person. I'm a night owl.
Your line of work, you'd have to be.
Maybe it wasn't in your line of work.
Meaning what?
Meaning the locals went through your place, having obtained a warrant, and, took stock of your inventory. It's pretty funny, with all these sex toys, I don't see where you get the energy to take pictures.
Stuff's not illegal.
Did I say it was?
What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna give it?
Hey. Don't stress.
This guy's darkroom was a mess. The guy we're looking for would be as habitual and precise with his appearance as he is with everything else.
We know that.
Yeah? Then why bring it up?
Sit down, you little punk!
Why are you bringing
Get
it
out!
up? Oh, man. You don't understand. You.
Sure we do. The lives of 8 people don't mean diddly squat to you if it gets a buck.
What don't we understand?
I used to be up there, you know. Having Clint Farrow cover an event made it an event, you know?
Getting back on top was important.
Yeah.
How important?
So important that you...
Yeah, it was important to me. I'm an artist, damn it. I want my work seen.
You said he thought of himself as an artist?
I hold up a mirror to the way the world is. That's my life. And now my life is over. It's over. Please.
It It's time, Claire. It's time. You'll bring me to her.
Finally, after 4 years, I finally get a break. You know, I'm back on the right road. I'm gonna be up there again. But if it gets out that you guys brought me down here, I'm so screwed. You kidding me?
George Fraley.
Don't do this to me.
What?
A disturbing report today that yet another fatal fire, presumed to be arson, has blighted the Buckhead area.
Thanks, Joe. This evening's blaze at 24 Lincoln Avenue killed Jonathan and Kathleen Putnam and their 17-year-old son, Christopher. There is, however, one bright spot amidst the tragedy. 15-year-old Claire Putnam, once thought dead, was miraculously revived by the efforts of paramedics. She is currently listed in stable condition at Atlanta General and is expected to fully recover.
We'll be together, Lydia, I promise. I found the girl who will lead you to me, Lydia. I found the chosen one.
Four more dead at the scene. Farrell was here when the fire was set.
He's probably selecting these victims because they bring something unique to his ritual.
Billy? Sam? The guys at Linguistics kept working it. They realized the word is atar, which is a root form of atash. It doesn't just mean fire, it's the god of fire, according to ancient Persian traditions.
How would he find out about a Persian fire god? Is he listed on some kind of occult website?
Well, indeed he is. He's worshipped by nomadic tribes of the 3rd and 4th centuries BC. Some scholars think this is the source of the phoenix myth.
The bird that rises from its own ashes and never dies.
Atar's followers believed in trial by fire. Every 12 years, the strongest male and female members of the tribe were chosen to walk through a wall of fire. And anyone who lived would become one of Atar's chosen ones.
How many lived?
None. Big surprise, right? And which only made them believe even more. I mean, I don't know how many chosen ones they thought might be walking around among us, and how they talked them into walking into certain agonizing death was with the promise of eternal life and wisdom.
The gift of raising the dead. He's not interested in death. He's looking for someone who's survived it. Someone who's cheated death.
George, hospital records, insurance payouts.
The Death Cheaters webpage.
There's our commonality. One person in each location where a fire was set lived through a near-death experience.
Surviving made each of them a candidate for his phoenix.
Evan McDice, hit by an 18-wheeler, bounced off, skateboarded away. Albert Van Owen survived a 10-story plunge off of one of his buildings. Mary Culver was in remission for breast cancer.
He's hoping that one of them will cheat death again and bring back whoever he lost.
But none of them survived his trial by fire.
Well, one did. The last fire had that one survivor, Claire Putnam. 4 months ago, treated for frostbite after being stranded for 7 days during a snowstorm. She was the only survivor in her ski party.
They were probably all treated at the same place. Some place that he would have access to, though.
Atlanta General, where Claire Putnam is now.
Excuse me, we need to talk to Claire Putnam.
Through the door. First room on the left.
Thank you. She's not there, nurse.
She was there.
Was she moved for any reason?
She went down to X-ray, but that was hours ago.
Who took her there?
I don't know.
I do.
The nurse said she saw her being wheeled out of here. The guy pushing her was an orderly named Ted Harris.
Claire. Come on. You shouldn't be afraid. The death, Claire. Death becomes you.
Look, your little servants.
My little one, shh. Your job is done. We found our phoenix.
If Ted Harris worked at this hospital, there's no record of it here. Either that or he knows computers and he's deleted his employment files.
Tap into Social Security, IRS. He has to have some kind of address.
No one knows anything about this guy. Worked here for 7 months. Half the place hasn't heard of him.
I'll be right back.
Don't have any relatives?
Her aunt is en route from Memphis. I got Atlanta PD staked out at the Putnam fire. No one's seen anything.
Hi, Nurse Taylor. You were helping to treat Claire Putnam, weren't you?
Yes, I was. She's a very sweet girl. Losing her family the way she did, it's terrible. Yeah. Still no word on her? Look, Ted did not do this.
How well do you know Ted?
I don't know him well. But a few months ago, I had a health problem, and it was a very difficult time for me. Ted helped me with the insurance people. They weren't going to pay. I would have lost my house. He used to be a very successful insurance broker.
Do you know if he has any family here?
No, he doesn't have family. He was married, but his wife, she died. They never did have any children. It was a tragic accident. He was very much in love with her.
She died in a fire?
She fell asleep with a cigarette while Ted was at work.
Nurse Taylor, where is Ted?
I don't know where he is. He was there for me when I needed somebody.
And I know that you don't want to see him get into trouble, but if you know where he lives or where he may have taken
Look,
you...
he did not do this. Ted's life is a shambles, and you're going to ruin what's left of it.
He's going to kill this girl. And you have to help us.
This is Lydia. In this world, she was my wife, kindest, most loving woman that ever lived. One day, fire took her from me, took her from all of us. But you get to bring her back. Lydia, we'll soon be together. All you have to do is believe. The wisdom of Atar has thrown his light on me, and he brought me to you. And now you to my wife, so you can bring her back. I'd like to take that off. Do you promise not to scream? Promised you wouldn't do that.
It's sad that you cling to this life of yours. It's got absolutely no meaning. It's a transition from darkness to light. It's a place to learn, to gain knowledge, but only if you have the courage to embrace it. You have been given a special gift, Claire. Do not refuse it. You'll see your family, the ones who didn't survive. You will be in the presence of everyone who passed before us, but you must not bring anyone else back but Lydia. Her passing was the word of Atar, the message that opened my eyes to his gift to the world, this gift that resides in you. Claire, it's you. You are the chosen one. No harm will come to you, Claire, as long as you accept the wisdom of Atar and bring my Lydia back to me.
Get away from the girl, Ted!
No, no, you don't understand.
Move away from her now!
Nothing's gonna happen to her. No harm will come to you. You are the chosen one.
She's the chosen one!
No, she's not, Ted. She's not the chosen one. She's just an innocent girl.
That's not... No, it isn't.
You have to let her go.
I can't.
Ted, we know about your wife.
About Lydia, then you know that she's the only chance that we ever have of seeing Lydia again.
Look, I know how much you loved her.
She was my life.
I know how hurt you are and that you would do anything to see her once again.
Come on, John.
Claire can't help you with that.
All she has to do is believe. You believe.
No, she can't, Ted. You have to let her go.
She may be my only chance.
Now, John.
Lydia, come home to me!
No, Ted! No! No!
Claire, sweetie, it's late. It's time to go to bed.
I'm going.
Okay.
I wrote this to